Hello dear grade 6 students again. Today's lesson it's 3.4 write algebraic expressions. The learning intention will be how to use variables to write algebraic expressions. So number one, we're going to focus on how to identify. We are going to identify the parts of an algebraic expression. Then we are going to describe a right coefficient, constant, and variable. Then we are going to apply the concept, of course, to solve real life problems. The vocab words, you guys should focus a lot on it. It means an algebraic, that means you should focus on the word algebraic expression. You should know what is an algebraic expression. You should know what's a variable, what's a coefficient, and what is a constant. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, before in the previous lessons, we studied something called a numerical expression. For example, I had 3 times 4 added to 2. So this type of expression is called a numerical expression. And why do you think it's called this way? Because as you notice, it only includes numbers and operations. Okay, by asking what are operations, because many students get confused when I tell them how many operations do you see. Operations, when I say the word operations, I mean the mathematical operations. We have in math four main mathematical operations. They are addition, subtraction, division, and multiplication. Okay, so this is the meaning of an operation when I say the word operation. So the numerical expression, it has numbers and operations, as you can see. That's it. We learned how to evaluate it using PEMDAS. For this lesson, we're not going to ask you to evaluate. We are just going to ask you to identify something called an algebraic expression. Now here, it's different. If I add, for example here, plus 2b. Now here, it's no longer called a numerical expression. I cannot call it that because I just added something called a variable. B is unknown number. The meaning of a variable, that's unknown number. B could be anything. It could be any number in life. It could be 0, negative, positive, a decimal, a fraction. So the value of this unknown number, we refer to it with any letter from A to Z. That's why we guys call it a variable. Okay? Now, parts of an algebraic expression. Number one, we have terms. The algebraic expression includes terms, variables, constants, and coefficients. Okay? So let's get to know them one by one. We have this example right here in front of us. We have 2x plus 9. So the number that is multiplied with the variable x, as you can see here, it's a variable. Like we said, a variable is unknown value. We refer to it as using any letter A, B, C, from A to Z. Okay, you can use any letter in English, in the English alphabet to refer to it. Now, let's talk about the number that is multiplied with the variable. The number that's next to the variable, that's 2. And the operation between 2 and x is multiplication. We have now 3 ways to write multiplication. You can write it as 2. We're using parentheses, then x. So when you have 2 next to a parentheses, that multiplication. When you have 2, a dot, x, that means 2 times x. You can write it like that, 2 times x, but we don't prefer that because, you know, you'll have double x's, you're going to get confused. Or we can write it the way that we do it, guys, is we write nothing. We just put 2x. So you should know that the operation between 2 and any variable next to it is multiplication by default. Okay? You're going to start seeing this a lot in grade 7, inshallah. So let's erase that. So all of these indicates multiplication. So again, the number that's multiplied with the variable, it's called a coefficient. X is called a variable. The number that stands alone, we call it a constant. The number that stands alone, we call it a constant. Okay, guys? So these are the parts of algebraic expression. Now, each algebraic expression, it has terms. It has parts. So how can we know how many terms I have in this expression? 2x plus 9, the first term is 2x. This whole thing is a term. And the second one is 9. How can you tell? Because terms, you should know something. They are separated by only addition and subtraction. by addition or subtraction. So 2x, I call it a term. I cannot say 2 is a term and x is another term. No, because terms must be separated by only addition or subtraction. So in this algebraic expression, we say we have two terms. 2x, that's the first term. 9 is the second term. So that's it, guys, for algebraic expressions. They include variables, numbers, operations, constants, coefficients. They have it all. Okay? Now, let's move on. Now here, can we evaluate, if I ask you a question, if they ask you a question, can you evaluate an algebraic expression? In this case, 2x plus 9. Can you evaluate it? Because I saw many students doing for me that 2x plus 9 equal 12. You cannot do that. That's not wrong. That's wrong. You cannot evaluate it because we don't know the value of x. What is x? It's unknown. Okay? Unless I give you the value of the variable x. Other than that, you guys cannot evaluate it. Okay? It's not a numerical expression that you guys can evaluate it easily. Now, let's move on. We have, as you can see here, let's move on to the book pages and solve these questions. We have this expression. They're asking you several questions about the same question, the same expression. Number one, how many terms? So guys, when you read the question, it's not that difficult to answer. We're just going to go step by step. How many terms does this expression has? Let's see. What do we know about terms? We know that they are separated by addition or subtraction. Okay? So let's look at the first one. W divided by 4. W divided by 4, you cannot go and say W is a term and 4 is a term. No. Because terms are separated by addition or subtraction. So that means this is the first term, second term, and third term. So your answer will be 3 terms. And they tell you to explain. You're just going to write terms are separated by addition or subtraction. Okay? That's it. Next one. Which term is a constant? They're telling you which one is a constant in numerical value. We know that a constant number, it's a number alone. Okay? Constant is a number. It's not a variable. It's the number that stands alone. So here, which one is the constant? The answer will be, here we have W. No, you cannot take that. We have 12.5. Yep, it's a lonely number. So that's our constant, obviously. Here we have 7Z. We cannot take it. So the constant is the number that stands alone. Okay? It's 12.5. That's your answer. Now, let's move on to to questions with the same idea. Again, the same idea. Tell how many terms. So here we know that they are separated by addition or subtraction. That's your addition. That means we have, this is a term, one term, two terms. So the answer will be we have 2 terms. Okay? Remember, when you see the word term, look at addition and subtraction, then count. That's it. Next one, we're going to do the same. That's a subtraction sign. And that's an addition sign. And now I'm going to count my terms. As you can see, I have 1, 2, 3. So that means I have 3 terms. That means I have 3 terms. Okay, let's move on now to another real life problem related to the same topic, which is here they're telling you to use the expression y. We have this expression, y divided by 3 multiplied with 4 minus 2 added to 5.5 to complete the table. They're asking you just to identify the parts of the expression. So they gave you the table, it's ready. They're telling you what's the variable. Okay, so what is the variable? Which part is the variable? So you can see we have only one variable, which is y. That's it. That's your variable. Variable means letter, any letter from A to Z. Difference. Now you should know what the keyword difference means. We know that difference means subtraction. Difference, it's a keyword that's related to subtraction. So that means which two numbers, they have a subtraction between them. It's 4 minus 2. 4 and 2, they are subtracted from each other. Product. Product means multiplication. But here in this case, you cannot see multiplication. It's not obvious for you. But I taught you in the previous slide that multiplication, we have 3 ways to write it. You can write it with nothing. You can write it using parentheses, or you can write it using dot multiplication. So here we can see that this is the multiplication right here. Do you see it? But we don't put it. You know, it's just which operation, always remember, which operation you guys cannot see? Multiplication. Okay, so it's going to be 3 multiplied with the parentheses 4 minus 2. That's your product. Next, the constant. They're looking for the constant. The constant is the number alone, and we have only one number that's standing alone. That's 5.5. Okay, again, I repeat, numbers could be decimals, could be fractions, could be negatives, positives. So yeah, this is how you solve the question step by step. Now, let's move on to this question where they're telling you that Anthony says, this is a really important question. They're telling you, Anthony says that ABC, it has 3 terms because it uses 3 different variables. He said A is a term, B is a term, C is a term. But we're going to tell him what? You are 100% wrong because ABC, it's actually 1 term. This is 1 term, not 3 terms. Why? Because we said something important. Terms are separated by what? Addition or subtraction. So that's why ABC is just 1 term, not 3 terms. Okay? Now we're going to go to the second part of the lesson where we, so the first part was just to identify the terms, the constants, the coefficients, the operations, difference, product, and so on. The second part, guys, you're going to write an algebraic expression. Okay? You're going to write one. So let's start by writing one. What do they mean by writing one? It means they gave it to you. They give it to you using words. You're just going to translate it into numbers and numbers, operations, variables. Basically, you're just going to write the algebraic expression. So let's start. In order to do that, you should know what the keywords are. Times, you should know that. Times means multiplication. Divided, this is the sign for division, or you can use a fraction bar like that. You put the numbers up and down. Times, again, it's multiplication. Plus means addition. Added to means addition. So please focus. Please, guys, focus you with these keywords. So let's start here. 12 times the number G, that's 12G. 22 divided by a number S, so that's a 22 divided by S. Okay? Here you have, it's 2 in 1. You have 6 times, we're going to open parentheses, the quantity 2 plus 3y. So this is how I'm writing it. I'm just going number by number, step by step, and that's it. Okay? So I'm going to leave the rest of the questions for you guys to practice. Try to do it by yourself, and let's see if you're going to get the correct answer. So this is how you're going to write an expression. Just go step by step. Okay? Now let's move on to this question. The same thing here. They're telling you to write an algebraic expression. They're telling you to give me 2 to finding the perimeter of this figure. Now we know that the perimeter of any polygon, any shape in life, is to add all the sides. Okay, this is how you guys find the perimeter, because perimeter means the distance all around the shape. It's the total distance. Perimeter means, again, total distance around any polygon, around any shape. So as you can see here, we have this polygon. It has how many sides? Let's count them. You got 1, 2, 3, 4. Or let's do it like that. If one side is S, they told us it's a regular one. That means all the sides are equal. So this is S. This will be S. S. So all of them will have the same measure. So how you're gonna find the parameter? Since it's the total distance, what we're gonna do is just we're going to add s 8 times. So s plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's my first expression. This is actually an algebraic expression. When I write s plus s plus s, or the other one is I'm just gonna write 8s. And instead of writing s, instead of adding s 8 times, I'm just gonna write 8 times s. Okay, so that's the second one. This is how 2 ways you guys can write an algebraic expression. Can we evaluate it? Can we find the value? We can't because we don't know what's s. So we're just gonna keep it like that. Okay, again, in this lesson, guys, you are not requested to put for me it's equals to what. Okay, there is no equal a number because we don't know the value of the variables in this lesson. Okay, so that's it. Let's check out this one. Could you describe the expression to, yes, it is. Yes, it is a product. Why? Because here you can see 2 is multiplied with 3 plus 4. Okay, the operation between 2 and the parentheses next to it is multiplication. So 2 is a factor, this one is a factor, and the 3 plus 4 is another factor that they are both multiplied together. Okay, so guys, what I'm saying is you guys, I think you should write it, but for me it's difficult for me to write. You can see my handwriting, it's a total disaster. So yeah, so I guess that's it for this lesson. So practice the book questions really well and try to solve the extra practice worksheet along with it. It's really an easy lesson. You can easily get good marks. It doesn't require from you any type of math work. You just need to understand what's an algebraic expression, how many terms it has, identify the coefficient, the constant, the variable, and be able to write one. That's it. Good luck with this lesson. See you when I see you.